morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good to see everyone out this morning. There's a lot to be said about you being here this morning. We're excited to see you here because we recognize that all of us have at least what I like to call two people inside of us. It reminds me of an Indian chief who was talking to his son, and he was walking around and showing his community to other people in his village. And he said, and his son kept asking him, so his son asked him, what's going on with, Uncle James, or you would say, or the aunts and the relatives of his village. And the chief simply said that all of us have two wolves in us. All right? And the son asked him, well, what kind of wolf do we have? And it's the behavior wolves that he was talking about. And his son asked him, well, what kind of wolf? How does these different behaviors grow? He was paralleling the behaviors about the two different people that we have in. And the chief said to him, well, it all depends on which side that you feed. If you feed yourself positive things, then you'll have positive behavior. If you feed yourself negative things, then you will have negative behavior. And so I say that to you this morning to let you know that you'll see the successful past and you'll see the failure past. And by the mere presence of you being here this morning, you're seeking knowledge and wisdom and how you can make an impact in your community. And so I want to just say thank you for coming out. I know that you're going to get a lot from this program. I want to thank Les Smith for putting it on in his vision. And now we're becoming a part of the vision, so we can begin to exterminate some of the behaviors that we see within our community and wherever we might be. That being said, again, I welcome you to this program, and I know that you're going to learn a lot from it. And I say this to you, make sure that you keep a mental backpack of the classes that you go to, a mental backpack of the classes that you go to, so that when you're confronted with certain issues, you'll be able to make the right decision. All right? I happen to go to a wonderful church. I think it's the best church in America. Right. And I just think the leadership of both Bishop Brown and Elder Brown, I just think that it lends itself to a lot of growth and development, and it's in line with what will help you make positive decisions. And I'm excited to bring to you and open the program up in a positive manner and have Patrick Williams to come up, and youth minister at Mount Lebanon Missionary Baptist Church.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Y'all better wake up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Shake it off. Get the cold out your eyes. Good morning. Listen, I just came up here to pray. I'm going to keep it real short and sweet and hard to beat. Bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you. Thank you for this day. We thank you for each and every individual that is in this room. We thank you for each and every opportunity that you give to us to pour into these young people's lives, oh God. Let them be able to take something away and take it to their community, and take it to their peers and share with them, oh God, so it can change their mindset. Help mold them on today, oh God. Let change spark within inside of them on today. Dear Heavenly Father, I'm just asking, just not only let them make a mental note, but let them take physical notes, oh God, so that they can reflect back on this moment and remember that this day was so. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, we honor you, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Patrick. All right. As the program been opened up, this is an opportunity for you to put your personal GPS on, all right? Get your GPS set and get ready to embark on and turn your station to what you're prepared, get yourself prepared to learn something, all right? Now, there have been several, I know you've looked at the program and you've already signed up for it, but there's been several areas that it's going to speak to your being. This program is going to put you in position, as I like to say, Les, all of us are arteries, all right? And you're part of something. This program is going to give you an artery to get to where you want to go in terms of what you want to, what area that you want to grow in, all right? I want to welcome you here today because I know that the kind of work that's going into it, I know we like to think that we're going to have 100 or 200 people out here, but I want you to understand, the value is not in the numbers. The value is never in numbers. The value is in people coming out, making a difference. You know, it's like the old starfish story, you know, where an old man is walking down the beach and he sees someone in the distance. And so as that person comes up to the old man says he's picking up starfish and he's throwing them back into the ocean, one at a time. And so as he gets closer to the old man, he says, well, why are you throwing starfish back into the ocean? He said, you can't possibly make a difference. And this is what Les represents to me. You can't possibly make a difference. And he reaches down, he picks up a starfish, throws it back into the ocean. He turns to the man and he says, I just made a difference in that person, in that starfish's life. And today, that's what we're doing, all right? We're gonna make a difference, one person, one starfish at a time. So I wanna welcome you to be here. You're that starfish, ladies and gentlemen, all right? You're that starfish. You're that person that's throwing the starfish out. When you go back to your communities, you're gonna be the person that throw that starfish. Your personality, all right? Your personality, your decision making, your intent is going to be the person who's throwing that starfish. So we welcome you here today, and at this point, I want to get Dr. Sharif Amin to come up, and he's going to give you the purpose. I hope I didn't step out of bounds. Does that give some room?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you out this morning at Oscar Smith High School. A pleasure just to see all of the faces here. As Mr. Harris said, never be deterred by the small numbers. You came out here today, even though this cafeteria is not full. Hopefully you came out here because you look at yourself as a leader. And sometimes when you're a leader, there are not a whole lot of people behind you following you. We live in a society today that most people are followers. We have very, very, very few leaders. From the way people dress, I dress the way I dress because somebody else dresses that way. So I want to follow behind them. We're trying to produce leaders. And when you're trying to produce leaders, it's always going to be a small number. Once again, never be deterred. The mission that we have here at Ground Zero is that we're trying to create independent citizens within our society that make a difference. There's no point of living in a world where you are just a participant. You need to be that individual that is in the forefront, that you're doing everything that you can to make society better. I know all of you can relate, the young people. You can relate to Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick said, greatness is in my DNA. Those are not just words. He said that because he was trying to send a message out to the young people that if no one else tells you that you are great, then just realize you had ancestors and people that came before you that paved the way. Now you have to follow in their footsteps, and that's important. So we thank you for being out here today. We thank Les for organizing this event. And even if you came out here kicking and screaming because your parents brought you out here, realize it's for a reason. You may not understand the reason now, but while other people are asleep, literally asleep, you are awoke right here in this building, and you're trying to make yourself a better person. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna get you laughing this morning. All right, so because, you know, laughter to the soul, you know, it just brings out something. You know, you keep wrinkles away. You stay younger when you laugh. And so right now we're gonna bring Mr. Bernard Hines up, and he's gonna give us some therapeutic thoughts and generate some laughter and get us set and get us sailing in the right direction.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
How y'all doing today?
All right.
Come on now, how y'all doing today?
All right.
I can't stand behind here. My name is Bernard Hines, AKA the Laugh Nurse, okay? I want y'all to know I'm not licensed, I'm just medicated, all right? So don't take this advice you take it with a grain of salt. First of all, I want to start. Sir, are you here with us? Are you here for us? Yes.
Me?
Policeman, yes, you don't want to got a gun in here. Are you here with us?
I'm here with y'all. I'm on
All
your
right,
side.
so y'all, listen, he here with us.
Right.
All right, he's not here, you know, trying to shake you down. You done something wrong in school. He here to help us. All right, because you scared. I was scared too. Why he here with us? That's the first thing I want. I thought you couldn't bring a gun to school. All right, but Les, thank you for having me here. People want to know why am I qualified to talk? Okay, I have a 26-year-old, I have a 21-year-old, I have a 14, and I have a 12-year-old.
Crazy guy. All right.
Yes. I don't like the two oldest kids. I only like the two youngest kids. You know why? Your parents won't tell you this. The two youngest kids, I can claim on taxes. Them two oldest kids, I can't claim them on taxes. So either you're going to be an asset or you're going to be a liability. So come on, what you going to be? Second thing, I'm glad I was out here. I got to sit beside her. God, I know you want to see. Come on, you want to see. You want to see. You must got a girlfriend. You got a girlfriend? You got a girlfriend? Anyway, I'm from Norfolk, born and raised in Norfolk. Went to Northview High School. I don't know why I'm in Austin Smith. I feel like I'm itching right now. But I went into the Army. I did 20 years, 7 months, and 4 days in the United States Army. I went to Iraq twice. Yes, they were shooting at me. I didn't say, you know, when I came out, I had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. For those who can't hear too good, I did not say I had an STD. I said I had PTSD. All right? Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And if you Portsmouth like Peter, you got Portsmouth traumatic stress disorder. So, dealing with my issues and parenting is rough. Parenting is rough, period. Because y'all have more access to stuff that we never even thought we'd have. This right here has ruined some adults.
That's right.
Okay, I have a 14-year-old, she loves this thing. She loves this phone. Why? She can be in contact with y'all. Y'all can be in contact with her. Okay, but listen, when your parents ask you to see your phone, or they ask you to, hey, I want to know what you're doing, it's because they care. It's not because we want to see what y'all 14, 15, 13, 12, 11, 10, y'all gonna do crazy stuff. That's just not what we all did, all these adults. You gonna do it, young. We gonna do it. But listen what I'm saying. One incident could take you to a place that you never thought you would be. So think about it. When I go to my therapist, yep, I go to a therapist. Because he said you got 2 people in here, I got 3. I got Bernard, Christian, and Felix. And as a comedian, Felix tell all the jokes. They all dirty. He give them to Christian, Christian cleans them up, give them to Bernard, and Bernard give them to you. Remember, your parents really are raising adults. Not raising kids. We're raising adults because as a child, when you get older, what happens in your childhood affects you in your adulthood. I've been married 3 times. 3 times. Because as a young man, I never knew my father. Never knew him a day. If he walked in here right now, I would not know who he was. That affected me my childhood. Looking for love, looking for affirmation. Raised by my mama. Whatever my mama needed, I was there for it. Got it. So what I do? I go to high school in Northview. First girl tell me she loved me. She got everything. Everything. Because she said she loved me. But then she dated the boy Booker T. I guess she loves him too. So listen. We as parents, we don't get it right all the time. We do not get it right all the time. But when your parents, or you think your parents is being hard on you, think about this. When you mess up, don't you want grace? Don't you want your parents to forgive you and say, let's try it again? Yesterday, just talking to Peter about this. My daughter, 14 years old, I texted her. She in the neighborhood. Where you at? I'm at the park. All right, I'm gonna ride by there and see what's going on. Why you gotta come over here, Daddy? Right then, I already knew. Somebody over there she don't want me to see. So you know what I did? I said, all right, I'll be over there in about 10 minutes. Daddy, but why? You don't trust me? I don't trust who you're around. And I don't trust you if I can't see you in front of me. Now, trust is like this, okay? My boss at work trusts me to do my job, but he still checks up on me. So as a parent, we trust y'all to go to school and do what you're supposed to do, but we still gonna check up on you because it's love. So what I did, I said, okay, 7 o'clock, be at the house. She came by the house, she came in the house. My mother-in-law lived with me. She said, you ready to eat, Rachel? No, I just want something. Who go to Hugo on? Anybody go to Hugo on? Good. Anybody go to Deep Creek? Okay. We're going to be at Deep Creek next year. Let me get your name. Monty, Terry, leave my daughter alone. She'll be at Deep Creek next year. So, when I went outside, she had some of her classmates. They was outside shooting basketball. I could have easily said, I knew you was out here doing something wrong. No, she won't. She was playing with her schoolmates, same way she played in school. You know what I did? Went out there, got the ball, shot the ball with them, started talking, started letting them know who I am. Hey, I'm Rachel's father, XYZ. Then one of them was a little boyfriend. I said, let me tell you something, son. I know you like my daughter, and I know she like you. But remember, she got somebody looking out for her. Pow, pow. And I left. She came home. She said, Dad, my friends were like, man, wish I had a dad as fun as you, as your dad. And know what my daughter told them? Y'all can have him. So what y'all think y'all parents might be doing is mean and crazy, another child is just wishing. I wish somebody would check up on me. I wish somebody would ask me what's going on. Don't take what you have for granted. And that's what I share with my kids. Don't take what you have for granted. All right? Now remember, I'm not licensed. I'm just medicated. So when y'all see me at Deep Creek, y'all see me at Deep Creek, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in, and I go to the PTA meetings, all that good stuff. But listen, y'all, I want to leave y'all with this. You can either be an asset or a liability. Okay, an asset gains value. A liability take away from the value. So think about this when you're in school. I'm representing my parents. I'm representing me. I'm representing my family. When I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, am I being an asset? Or am I being a liability that my parents gotta take off work? My parents gotta do all this because I won't do what I'm supposed to do. It is not hard. You might think it's hard. It's hard getting up in the morning, 5 o'clock, driving Fort Eustis and Newport News, working 8 hours and turning around and driving back with 64 traffic. That's hard. Paying the bills, doing all that. I'm not here to beat you up. I'm just talking like this. This is something crazy. I got this PTSD stuff, I'm sweating, fat, and all this other stuff. You can be whoever you want to be. Whoever you want to be. Don't let the gang member tell you who you want to be. You need to know who you want to be. All right? I don't know. Okay. I got a 12-year-old son. I want my son to play football. I want my son to play baseball. I want my son to be an athlete. You know what my son want to do? My son singing in the park. He's in chorus in middle school. Yes,
bothers me, but that's what he wants to do. My daughter runs track, MVP of the track team. That should be switched, right? But no, that's what he wants to be. So you know what I tell him? You can be a usher and sing to the world. You can be a Brian McKnight. Sing. Brian McKnight don't like he plays sports. He don't like he played football, right? So listen, just because the crowd is going their way, you have to find out what's best for you. I was a baseball star at Northview High School. 9th grade, started on the varsity baseball team. 9th grade, started second base. My brother at Northview was an All-American track star. All-American track star. I'm playing baseball. Look over there at the track field. Everybody at the track. 2 people at the baseball. 2 people. I'm like, the crowd is over there, but I'm in the 9th grade, starting. I'm in the 9th grade, starting. So I said, you know what? Forget baseball. I'm gonna go play football with a big crowd here. I'm gonna go play football at Northview. Sophomore year, playing football, dislocated my shoulder, yanked all this out. Could not play baseball no more. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. That's all. Follow your dreams. This is Bernard Hines, dedicated laugh therapist. I'm not licensed, just medicated with a little weight.
Let's give him another hand, y'all.
All right.
Medicine for the soul. Medicine for the soul. All right, we're gonna have a young man from Larry Bennett will come up and introduce our speaker for the next 30 minutes. Larry.
I'll be here to introduce the speaker. Aisha Scott is a meteorologist for 13 News Now. You can catch her forecast and live reports Saturday and Sunday mornings starting at 6 a.m. and during the week on 13 News Now at daybreak. Before Aisha joined 13 News Now, she was the weekend morning meteorologist at WECT TV 6 in Wilmington, North Carolina, where she covered the city's second largest ice storm on record. She got her start in television at WWBT NBC Channel 12 in Richmond, Virginia, where she was a weather apprentice and fill-in traffic reporter. Aisha received 13 News Now Ricky King Service Award for her coverage of Tropical Storm Hermine. The award presented in memory of former employee at 13 News Now, recognizing people at station for going above and beyond the expectation of their job and setting examples of excellence for their peers. She also received the Salvation Army Hampton Roads Area Command Doing the Most Good Award. Aisha graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mass Communications from Norfolk State University. She also holds a Bachelor of Science in Geosciences and Broadcast Meteorology from Mississippi State University. Giving back to the community that gave her so much to her is very important to Aisha. She held her inaugural back-to-school vision board party last year, encouraging young girls to chase their dreams and realize their potential. She also is involved with several mentors programs. Aisha currently serves as the president of Hampton Roads Black Media Professionals, the local chapter of National Association of Black Journalists. She is also a member of the National Weather Association, American Meteorological Society, and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Incorporated. Aisha has also served as a keynote speaker for schools, community programs, and church services. When she's not forecasting the weather, Aisha enjoys traveling, trying new recipes, and spending time with her husband, family, and friends. The next voice you will hear is Miss Aisha Scott.
Thank you so much for having me this morning. Les reached out to me and I couldn't turn it down. You know what, being a part of any community event, I'm down for it. what I do, this is what I'm passionate about. And I always say my second passion besides weather is giving back to the community that gave so much to me. We have another pilot in the house, I just learned. I went to Norview High School and I actually ran track at Norview High School when I was there. I was born and raised in Norfolk, so I'm a local girl. So to be back home is a blessing. I've always wanted to forecast the weather back at home. Although I have to say forecasting the weather in the Mid-Atlantic can be tricky and really difficult. So, viewers sometimes will hold me accountable, but it's okay. I had a dream when I was younger. I sound a little bit like Martin Luther King, I guess I started there. When I was younger, I had a dream to be a broadcast meteorologist ever since I was 7. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't see a lot of women, especially African American women, on TV when I was growing up that were in that field. There was one woman, Vivian Brown, to this day. I miss her on TV. She worked for the Weather Channel for 30 years, and I grew up watching her, and I said, that's what I want to do. That's exactly what I want to do. And, at 7 years old, obviously, I don't even think I knew how to pronounce meteorologist at that point. I was just like, I want to be on TV given the weather. I've always loved weather. Thunderstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes, I loved it all. Especially growing up in Norfolk, we get everything here. We get hurricanes, we get tornadoes, we get thunderstorms, we get snowstorms, we deal with drought, we deal with everything here. So this is the perfect market if you're interested in weather to really start to stir your interest. And when I went to middle school, I went to Rosemont Middle School, Tanners Creek Elementary School, and ended up in Norview. So when I was at Norview High School, I took my first science class, which was earth science. Absolutely loved it. Fell in love with it. Fell in love with learning about the clouds and how hurricanes form. I just loved it. And people thought I was weird because they're like, what child likes thunderstorms? It doesn't make sense. Like, where did this girl come from? And my mom, she would always say, if this is what you want to do, just go right ahead. And I've held that dream for a long time, ever since I was 7 years old. And I have people telling me that you don't see African American women in those fields. Or I had people telling me I should go on to be a nurse, or I should go on to be a teacher. There's nothing wrong with those professions. But I think people were coming from the stance that these are more common fields for African American women. And I said, no, this is what I want to do. I want to go into meteorology. I really want to go especially into television. Because as we all know, everything on TV nowadays doesn't really put us in the best image. So I figured if I could go into TV as a meteorologist, I could not only show young African American women that, hey, this is something positive that you can see. I look just like you. I didn't get that when I was growing up. And I went on to Norfolk State, behold the green and gold, part of the year. Absolutely love Norfolk State. The experience that I got at Norfolk State University is unmatched. Unmatched. I went to the Weather Channel. That was the first time I went to the Weather Channel was at Norfolk State. I went to LA for a conference and we went to NBC Universal. We traveled so much at Norfolk State with the communications department. And at Norfolk State, I really was able to hone my speaking skills. I was able to really hone my TV skills as well in terms of speaking in front of people, how to put together stories. It was just the best experience that I think I could have ever asked for. But going through high school and going through college, I had challenges, just like you guys are dealing with. I was not that good in math at all. And if you don't know, meteorology, we're not just on TV sticking our hand out the door saying, I think it's going to rain today. That's not how it works. There's a lot of science involved. There's a lot of math involved. I had to take calculus 1, 2, 3 and differential equations. So we're talking advanced math classes, and I was not a good math student when I was in high school. And because of that, because I knew that I wanted to do meteorology and I had to really get better at math, I was in tutoring almost just as much as I was in school because I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I wasn't going to let a weakness being defined as not being all that good in math, I wasn't going to let that stop what I wanted to do. I love science. I had that part down, but the math, not so much. When I was at Northview, I had great tutors, I had great teachers. I did have one, not a teacher, I think she was more so like a student teacher or an assistant. And she said, Aisha, a meteorologist, what is that? Like, what do they do? Why do you want to do that? So I had people along the way telling me what I couldn't do or looking at me funny because what I wanted to do wasn't typical. And when I went to Norfolk State, I was also, I think, just about in tutoring more than I was in class because I took some of those extra math classes that I needed to get me to where I wanted to be. Now, Norfolk State and Mississippi State, two completely different worlds, I'll say. Norfolk State obviously is an HBCU, so I was around people who looked like me, and I was excited about it. When I went to Mississippi State, not only was I was maybe, in some of my meteorology classes, I was the only African American in some of my meteorology classes. So it was a challenge because I wasn't used to that. I went to Norby High School. I went to Rosemont Middle School. I went to Tanners Creek. I wasn't used to it, but just because I was uncomfortable, I didn't stop. And Mississippi State, my curriculum was nothing like Norfolk State. I had to take Physics 1, Physics 2, Calculus 1 through 3. I had to take differential equations. I had to take dynamic meteorology, thermodynamics. I had to take all of these hard, challenging science classes at Mississippi State. Did I want to quit? Of course I did. I would call my mom. If you ask her, she would say maybe 3 times a day. I say maybe 4 times a week. Because it was hard. It was so hard. Thermodynamics, do you have any idea what thermodynamics is?
No.
Okay, we're talking about the atmosphere and how air rises in the atmosphere. So you're calculating the rate at which air rises in the atmosphere. Basically, it's the gist of thermodynamics. And these are hard classes. I wanted to quit multiple times. And my mom kept telling me, Aisha, this is something you wanted to do since you were 7 years old. Are you really about to let a hard science class stop you from getting to your dream? And I kept going. Like I said, I was in tutoring just as much as I was in class, but I kept going and I stuck with that dream. I graduated from Mississippi State. I think it was probably one of the happiest days of my life graduating that curriculum because I think so many people have a misconception about meteorologists. And a lot of people think that we just guess what the weather's gonna do. And it's a lot of science, it's a lot of math that goes into really figuring out the atmosphere. Are we right all the time? Of course not. Of course not. We're not God. That's what I like to say. We're not. But we're right most of the time. And from Mississippi State, I graduated and went on to Richmond. While I was in Richmond, I worked as, I did some of everything. Oh my goodness. I worked behind the scenes. I filled in on traffic. I was interning, so to speak, in weather. I did everything at that station. They knew me just as much as they knew anybody else. I was there when I was not supposed to be there. I stayed after a lot on weekends to work on my skill and to hone my craft. Because I was told, Aisha, in the beginning, you've got to pay your dues. You've got to be willing to work harder than anybody else. And that's what I did. And while I was at Richmond, I got the opportunity to fill in on traffic. So that was my first on-air weather job, if you will. Now, when I was going to Norfolk State University, I spoke to a girl who was a reporter in Memphis at the time. And she told me, she said, Aisha, you can't get into TV if you don't submit at least about 175 tapes. That's how many tapes it took her to get her first job. And I was like, 175 tapes? I'm not doing that. I don't have that type of time. I need a job like ASAP. And my first job, I sent out 1 tape. That was it. When I was in Richmond, my news director, our sister station in Wilmington, they were starting a weekend morning show. And he said, you know somebody that's a meteorologist that's interested in helping us to launch our weekend morning show? And she said, yeah, I know somebody. But she knew me because I was always there. I was always there. After work, I stayed back for hours practicing on the green screen. I don't know how many of you have ever been to a TV station. Are you familiar with the green screen? Okay, so with the green screen, basically the way it works is what I'm looking at is completely opposite than what I'm doing. So if I'm putting up my right hand, it looks like I'm putting up my left hand. So at home, you're seeing me with my left hand up when my right hand is actually up. That's how it works. So it's like a mirror, basically. That's how you're watching yourself. And I would practice that thing all the time when I was in Richmond. So when the opportunity came for me to go to Wilmington, I was ready. I live by stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay? I was ready. I was ready to go. I had my tape together. I sent that tape and I got that job. And it didn't take me 175 tapes to send. I'm a firm believer and what's meant for you will come. Therefore, you don't have to fight or bring other people down to get to where you're trying to go. From Wilmington, I spent 2 years in Wilmington. And I must say, although it was my first job, Wilmington was the hardest time of my life. And you're probably thinking, what? This is your first job? This is what you've always wanted to do? It was, but I was away from family. I had just gotten married, so I was away from my husband. But it challenged me because it was my first job. And for any of you who watch TV, just about all of us, what's the first thing when you see someone on TV that you usually, what comes to mind when you see someone on TV?
Their faces.
What comes to mind? You can be honest. What comes to mind? Her hair looks kind of crazy. She's missing one earring. None of that? Why did she pick that dress? Right. Those are the things that come to mind. You can be honest. And I dealt with that in Wilmington. That's why I say Wilmington was such a blessing for me, but it was the hardest time of my life. Because I wasn't quite prepared for the criticism that came with TV. I was prepared weather-wise. I was good to go with the speaking, and I thought I was ready. And I was, but I got so much criticism because my hair, and I got criticism because I was the first African-American woman at that station in about 20 years doing weather. So the criticism, the backlash that I received, I wanted to quit again. I was like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Or maybe I should go back home. But I didn't let it stop me. You know, people are just mean. People are nasty. And it helped me. My former boss in Wilmington, he always told me, Aisha, you've got to have thick skin for this business. TV is not friendly. And if you want to make it and you want to be successful in TV, you've got to develop thick skin. And I realized, looking back on it, that I've had this dream since I was 7. But in order to go through the things or get to where you're trying to be, you're going to be tested. Because you need to see how bad you really want it. If there's something that you want, say for instance, you want to be a nurse. And the second somebody says to you, you can't do that. And you're like, oh, maybe I can't do that. You don't really want it. You only really want it when you're able to face the challenges that it takes to get to it, right? And overcome those challenges. And that's what Wilmington helped me to do. It helped me to overcome the naysayers. It helped me to, now I must say I was on YouTube because one morning this lady said my makeup was horrible. So I went home and I was like, okay, let me start looking up some makeup tutorials. And I think I did pretty good today, I don't know. But it helped me so much. So it was the worst time of my life, but it was the best time of my life because it strengthened me. And in order to get to where you're trying to go, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested on if you really want it. And it's only through those moments that if you overcome it or want to overcome it, that you can really say that I'm now successful at what I'm doing. Because what do you think I do now when I get crazy comments? For instance, prime example, this dress today. When I wore this dress on air for the first time, this lady said it looked like a checkerboard. I like the dress, but I can see where she's going with it, you know? And what do you think I do now? And do you think I crack as much under pressure as I used to? No. Now I'm kind of like, okay, thanks for your comment, have a great Saturday. You know? So it's strengthened me. It helped to really build my muscles to handle this journey. Now, when I was in Wilmington, I told you it was the worst time of my life, but it was the best time of my life. Okay, I was in Wilmington for 2 years. And this is where I really started relying on my faith through this whole journey. But I think the most in Wilmington. I was away from my husband for 2 years. We got married in August. I got my first job in September. And my husband said, I'm not moving to Wilmington. So I'm gonna stay right here and we'll commute every 2 weeks. And that's what we did. We were back and forth every 2 weeks. So I said, okay, I've gotta get out of Wilmington. I can't stay here. So what did I do? I hired an agent. We got tapes together. We started sending out stuff everywhere. My agent asked, where are the top 3 places that you would go? And I said, my number 1 place is back home in Hampton Roads. That's where I want to go. That's a part of the dream that I've had for myself. It was on my vision board. I make a vision board every year. It was on my vision board. And he said, okay, where are 2 other places? I said, Florida and California. You're probably thinking, California? That's far. My mom said, you're not going to California. It's too far. Those are my top 3 places. And where did I interview? Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida, and I interviewed in Fresno, California. And I say that because when I interviewed in West Palm Beach, Florida, my husband, his brother lives in Miami. And so we were really excited. We were like, we're about to go to West Palm Beach. We're gonna be chilling on South Beach with margaritas and everything else. We were excited. But at the last minute, that station actually had a hiring freeze. So they said, we're not bringing on anybody else for at least 3 months. And I thought to myself, do you mean to tell me this dream that I've had since I was 7 years old is going to just stop in North Carolina? I just could not believe that. I was like, this cannot be true. But I knew I didn't want to stay in North Carolina. So I said, okay. I prayed about it. I said, I'm going to go back home. My husband's home, my family's home. I'll deal with it when I get home. I was set to leave Wilmington on a Friday. This was Wednesday. I'm at work, looking at jobs at work. Don't do that. I was at work. I was at work, looking at other jobs, and I said, okay, I've got to get back home. I came across an opening at Channel 13, and I thought to myself, this job is for me. I didn't say it out loud, but I thought, this job is for me. I applied for it right at work. 30 minutes later, the news director called me. And I'm in the bathroom at work. And he was like, when are you supposed to come back? And I said, I'm set to move back home on Friday. I was leaving North Carolina on Friday. And he said, well, can you come and interview when you get here on Friday? I was like, of course I can interview when I got here Friday. I left early Friday morning. I got back home at like about 1 or 2, and I did an interview at 4 o'clock on that Friday, and they hired me Tuesday. So things, when I tell you, when there's something that you want, a dream that you have, hold on to that dream. You've got to be willing to stay prepared, because when opportunities come, they come like that. And that's been the sort of the sequence or the common string through my journey. It's been tough. I've gotten criticism, but the opportunities have always come so quickly. And that's why I live by stay ready. You don't have to get ready. Stay on top of your schoolwork. Stay on top of your math and science classes. So when opportunities come, you don't have to quickly try to pull up a grade. You're set, you're ready to go. I've been, it'll be 3 years at Channel 13 in October, and I'm having the time of my life. I absolutely love what I do. It's always what I wanted to do. But now, along with meteorology, my passion is inspiring really young women to go into fields that aren't as common. So broadcast meteorology. There aren't a lot of African American women in this field. And I want to show young girls and inspire young girls and young boys. Don't be so quick to go on the path that everyone else is going on. And I think that's been a common message here. Go on the path that's least traveled and create your own path. Because when I talk to so many young girls, you know, when I held my vision board party last year, vision boards, I cannot begin to tell you. How many of you create vision boards? Any of you? Okay. I cannot begin to tell you the importance of a vision board. I have it as my screensaver because it has power. There's something about writing down your dreams, seeing them every day, and then watching them come to pass. I create a vision board every year. Do I want to stop in Hampton Roads? Not necessarily. But this was on my vision board. And I just checked it off. And I've got more stuff to check off. So stay encouraged, believe in your dreams, believe in yourself. Don't let anybody try to take you off the path that you want to be on. And make sure that when you get there, that you're pulling other people up along with you. Don't get there and think, oh, I made it, it's all about me now, because it's not. I truly believe that we get to where we are so that we can pull people up with us. And don't forget, create your own path. Don't go the path that everybody else is walking on. I always find that it's more fun anyway. When you're doing something that really hardly anybody else is doing. All right, so stay encouraged, dream big. Like I said, I love what I do. Maybe, I don't know, I'll go to New York one day, we'll see where that goes. But stay encouraged and dream big. Thank y'all for having me.
Wow. 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 Let's give Aisha another round of applause.
Yeah, she did.
It's always nice when you hear people share their stories. Sometimes you think, you know, you're in it all by yourself, but you get to see the travel and the life of someone else. And what you can do is paraphrase your own. Again, Aisha, like many, has left many nuggets for you. So I hope that you store it in your backpack, you know, when you try by fire, you know, that's how you get, you know, the real pure stuff. All right. They say diamonds are made where? Under pressure. All right. And so again, we really thank you for that, and I'm glad my girls got a chance to hear that and reiterate some of the things that we're practicing and put those things into play. All right. Next, we're going to hear the man, all right, who has a vision and has a dream, and he set the dream in motion. And so let's listen to Les Smith and Ground Zero, because that's where we start, from Ground Zero. He's taking this thing up.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This period is almost over. We're getting ready for classroom, right?
Right.
I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank my distinguished guest, Ms. Aisha Scott. The panel that's up here today, everybody did a marvelous job. You know, I thank you. Where do I start? I start by thanking you for being here today. Without you being present, of course, this would not take place. But I want you all to know it took a lot of hard work on our part to make this happen. Okay? And the reason why we do it is because we love you. And it's because of our feelings for people. And we know how important it is to help the next group behind us. Okay? I'm in my 50s, some of you are in your 40s, your 30s and 20s. And like Aisha said, we should always be bringing up the group behind us. To help them. Parents, I commend you for having your kids here. Students, I commend you for being here on a Saturday morning, because you could be somewhere else, but I guarantee you will appreciate the fact that you're here, okay? And the fact that parents, you have your kids here, it says a couple of things. It says, one, you care about your kids, but two, it says you're in charge. And that's very important. Parents, you need to stay in charge, okay? We have some good workshops for you all. Take something from it back home, and I say use it to your advantage, but also share it. Don't just keep the knowledge amongst yourself, share with other people. I appreciate the police department being here today, because they got some good information for you. If they weren't going to teach it, I was going to teach it, because I know it's important for you all to know how it is to interact with the police department. I think with that being said, I want to give some recognition to a couple of people here today for being present. We always do that. This is our second youth conference. Last year we did it just for boys, but I think now from here forth, even though we have a boys organization, Ground Zero Development that is, we want to have the youth conference for both boys and girls because it's important that this information we share is unisex. Okay, it's not just for boys, it's not just for men, it's for boys and girls, or girls and ladies. Okay. So with that being said, I want to recognize Scott, if you would step up. I do appreciate you being here, okay? It says Ground Zero Development presents to Aisha Scott. We want to thank you for being a guest speaker at our second annual youth conference, Live to Learn. Your efforts to build up our young teens have not gone unnoticed, and we salute you on this day for standing in the gap and for touching the souls of so many people. June 13, 2017. And these two gentlemen, they were here last year and helped. So I called them again and I was like, can you do this again for us? And they were more than willing, and I appreciate them both. So Mr. Bernard Hines, would you step up? Okay, this one says Bernard Hines, Inspirational Moment Speaker, second annual youth conference, Live to Learn, June 3rd, 2017. And my MC, Mr. Elijah Cadillac Harris.
All right.
Master Ceremony, second annual youth conference, Live to Learn, June 3rd, 2017. Thank you so much. Now, with that being said, a few housekeeping information to share with you all. We're going to start the workshop now, which will be right down the hallway. I think Dr. Stephen Lee will show you that way to the classrooms. We got something from 10:06 or 10:10 or whatever it is, and every hour on the hour, we'll have a class for the next 3 hours, and then after that, we're going to do lunch, and we'll do lunch in this cafeteria area, and hopefully by then, some vendors will be here as well, so some of the colleges. Okay, so that's what we have planned for you all today. If you have to leave early, I understand, but if not, make sure you stay here for lunch. Okay, we got subs coming in, so forth and so on. Enjoy the workshops, and like I said, those that didn't come, they missed the treat. You guys are fortunate to be here, and we're fortunate to have you, so thank you so much.
What you hope to get out of this class, and I'll make sure that we touch on it. You want to start?
Yes.
Yeah. You're in the perfect spot,
So what I want to learn. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much I got 3 kids, 13, 9, and 5, and yeah, pretty much I'm experiencing right now the social media drama thing.
Yeah.
So my 2 boys, they both have cell phones right now, and as I was talking to her early, you gotta actually dig deep on their cell phones because they all have accounts that you don't even know that they have. They are in some social media, accounts that I don't even have.
Right. So did you guys know that there are over 300 different social media channels out there? Most people only know about the main ones, right? You know about Instagram and Tumblr and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, those kind of things. But there's actually over 300 different ones you could be joining. So it's going to be hard, right?
It's hard to track.
If you're not looking at their phones or at their computers to know which ones are actually in.
Even though when you look at their phones, they erase conversations. So I was looking on one of the tablet at the house, I could see what they were doing
Yeah.
on their cell phones, but all of a sudden everything disappeared. So he found out that we were
How to turn it off.
and he erased them all.
So I just wanted to know if there's an options better than what I'm using just to track.
There are little options, like you can lock, just like with your TV, you can go and you can lock what they can or can't go to, but nothing is gonna be foolproof. You know, it's just like with anything else. These guys, like you said, they're being born and they're getting a phone in their hands instantaneously. So they're learning how to do these programs for these games and find these tricks and find all this from the get-go. So just like when, you know, a program is built, right? We have updates all the time. Those updates come not just to give you guys features, but also to give you security. So I tell everybody, you know, when an update comes on your phone or comes on your computer, make sure you do it. Because the whole point of that is someone else sat in another room and they figured out how to hack in, and now they can get into your stuff. So if you don't update it to the latest version, they're gonna go through that little hack. Well, that's the same thing with your kids, right? Everything that they do, they're learning how to bypass all those features. Because, you know, we were all kids too once, right?
Yeah.
We didn't want our parents knowing everything we were doing either. So it's the same situation for that. So,
High school. Your algebra, your foreign languages, your science, your math, all of that. So, did you guys have writing utensils? I should have brought the sharpened ones. I brought ones to give to you. So I need to
I have
find.
a glitter pen and a regular pen.
This is for you to keep because I want your parents to see this. Here's a pen for you, and I have 2 more in my purse. So while we're looking at this, can you guys tell me what type of diplomas there are in the city of Chesapeake? In the state of Virginia, actually. Do you know the different types of diplomas? You can't remember? Well, that's okay. They're very easy. One is called a standard, the other one is called the advanced. For a standard diploma, if you turn to that second page, I gave you the description of both. Now, on the first one, there is the advanced diploma. Do you see that? So, now when you're looking in this box, then I want you to take a look at the advanced. It's going to be this side right here. Now, I want you to take a look at this. Who didn't help you?
I need your.
Okay. So, while you're taking a look at this is what I want you to take a look at because you need to know these things. And it's going to get it's different in high school. In high school, classes are not 50 minutes long. They're 90 minutes long, which means you have 4 blocks a day. You get a credit at the end of each semester, right? So, with you all having your plans already in order, I always push my students for the advanced diploma, okay? Now, if you feel that, hey, I want to go for the standard, that's okay too, because you can still use those requirements to get into school. Okay? Please also get your scores for the PSATs, collegeboard.org. Don't lose your password, okay? So now we're going to talk about test prep, we've talked about transfer agreements. Now we're going to talk about looking up for aid. How are you going to pay? How many parents in here can pay for your school? All the way, no loans. Okay. And that's okay, because most people can't. But you have to start preparing. So how many of you guys have an access counselor in your building? Access counselor, yes. They need to be your friend. Because they will help you fill out your financial aid paperwork. Okay? I don't care whether you're rich or poor. Regardless of your socioeconomic status, you need to fill out the financial aid information. Regardless of what you think you know your parents, it does not matter. You must fill it out. Now, for you guys, let me give you the important date. It used to be February 1st, then it was January 1st, and now it's October 1st. October 1st is the date for you to fill out financial aid application. Let me say it again. October 1st. So as you go into your senior year, you need to be filling out financial aid paperwork for your freshman year in college. As you go into your senior year, October 1st, you need to be filling out your financial aid for your freshman year in college. And this is it. And And most people don't know, but you must fill this application out every year. You will not get aid if you don't fill it out. It is your responsibility to know that you need to fill this out. And if you miss it, you miss it. Because this is for the whole U.S. It's on a first come, first served basis. So if you don't get the aid, if you decide, oh, I'm going to fill it out in February, you're not going up against your school. You're not even going up against your district. You're going up against the nation for money. You guys understand? If you don't have money, you cannot go to school.
And then there's a deadline for colleges to put financial aid.
And there's a deadline for the college to put the financial aid in. Now, a lot of people miss this money from the school they want to go to. Check with the school that you want to go to, because especially if you keep those grades up, remember we were talking about the 4-year plan, taking the honors class and stuff that wasn't easy, but taking those AP courses, and you get that college credit. If you take enough of those, then they're going to say, we want you in our honors college. And if they want you, that means they will give you money to go there. I have a young lady right now who is in the honors college of Clemson. Clemson University, yes she is. She's working on research for cancer sales. She come and see me, she brought me a little tail and everything. But they're paying her to do research within the college because she had the grades while she was in high school. Make sense? Do you see the ladder you're climbing? Do you understand this ladder? So financial aid, you need to fill it out. October 1st is the thing. And once you fill it out, don't forget your password. I'm giving you a lot of sites that you're going to remember your password for. collegeboard.org, VA Wizard, and now your financial aid. FAFSA.gov. Okay?
Excuse me 1 second. Do you have a card that I could take with me? A business card?
You said gov? Yes, G-O-V. Star, what time is it? Keep me on track.
It is now
It is now
104.
104.
Oh, shucks. Okay, I gotta hurry up. Because I wanted to do this thing with you guys called Imagine.
Okay.
There you are.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'll be in
welcome.
touch. All right.
Okay, so really quick, any questions?
Out of, you know, because you like somebody, you shouldn't base it on the color of their skin. Do you feel me on that? So do you think do you think your parents would get upset because you bring somebody from another race home? Do you honestly think your parent would be upset? Seriously? Seriously. Do you think that your parent would say, you better not come home with somebody that's not African American? Really? Your parents want you to come home at night. Do you know how many kids that didn't come home last night? Do you know how many parents got a knock at the door because their child got killed in a car accident, or their child got shot out there in the street just walking home from the store? You understand what I'm saying? Or they're just playing and just doing, look at the little boy that drowned the other day in the pool. I think we spend too much time focusing on the wrong stuff. Just like in school. Just because someone, I teach at majority of kids at my school, they're black. You know that, right? So do you think it's fair? Hey, white boy, go get me that pencil. No, we don't do that. Because that's bullying, right? We don't do that. And we don't use people, right? Because how would you feel if you were in a room full of Caucasian people and somebody said,
Where do they should be doing this? So the sheet that I gave you, can fold it up, keep it in your pocket, feel free to copy it, do whatever you want with it. But I really want you to understand there's 3 things. 1, you have never changed your mind. But I want you to make a new decision based on new information. 2, the definition of a problem has never changed. It's the difference between where you are and where you need to be. And the last one is what? You have events in your life that need to be paid for. And somebody has to help you do it because it's not a lot of help available. Got it? Got it.
That's a wrap. Done in here? Oh, okay. All right, one little close up then, real quick. Good enough.
There's like a woman involved in the call. Do y'all like bring a man still, or do y'all bring like a woman officer?
Good question. So most of the department is comprised of male officers. When we respond to a call, generally a lot of times it's 2 male officers that respond. Depending on what the call is, 2 officers will respond in separate cars. If we have to search the female, if there's a female officer nearby that can search them, then we are supposed to call them over. If there's not one available, there's many squads that don't have any female officers working, the male officer can search a female. We have to make sure they don't have any guns or anything like that. We're not going to put them in our car and hinder us from getting shot or something like that.
Can like, if y'all do have like a female, can y'all still like take them down and like handcuff them or no?
Oh yeah, we do, yeah, yeah. And when we deal with people, doesn't matter if it's male or female. If we get assaulted, we're getting assaulted.
Yeah.
So we don't make the determination of, well, it's a female or it's a male. And you see these videos a lot of times where it'll be like this small female, and there's like 5 officers, and they're like, why can't they get her in handcuffs? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult than it looks. And there's one specifically, a 12-year-old that I dealt with a few years back, that we had put her in leg restraints and all kinds of things, and she was still able to get out of it. Females are so flexible that they can get out of things. You've done it before?
No.
Females are so flexible they can get out of things, and it's really hard sometimes to control them. Our primary thing that we teach all the officers is that our primary thing is to control the situation, control them with the little amount of force necessary to actually put them in custody and take them to jail. So we can't just walk away from situations, right? If someone fights us or whatever, we can't just, legally, we're not allowed to just be like, all right, whatever, just leave, right? You're going to jail. Right, so there's no other option. We have to.
One more. You gotta be filmed, let's see. 3. You gotta get it developed, don't you? No, man. You got one?
Let me see if I can get one.
I thought you had to get it developed. They don't do that no more.
No.
I'm waiting my neighbor. Okay.
Ready?
He doing the thing back. I'm trying to get both organizations.
You got it.
You said we were here.
I'm gonna do one more. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm good.
All right, wait a minute. Wait for me. They decided to mess up. Here we go. One more. Got it. See you on Facebook. All right, here we go. Now you are on. No, you're not on this one. You're on this one. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you. And your name? Let me get your name.
Demetrius Reed.
Okay, one more time. Say your name again.
Demetrius Reed.
1, 2, 3. Got one more. 1, 2, 3. I'm here. Got it.
All right. Got it. I'm done. I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Okay.
It was on video. All right.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do one more. 1, 2, 3.
You were good. All right.
Thank you so much. Hello, I'm Cynthia Hunter from Tidewater Community College. I invite you to contact us if you're interested in any career programs, educational programs, career skills at 822-1122. Also, there is a new deadline for financial aid applications of October 1st. Thank you. Look forward to hearing from you.
Hello, my name is Darius Ure, and I represent Elizabeth City State University, located in northeastern North Carolina, and the home of the Mighty Vikings. We have several great majors, from aviation science to biology to education to criminal justice. And we look forward to you coming to Elizabeth City State University. So we want you to choose ECSU. You can find us at www.ecsu.edu or at 252-335-3305 or at admissions@ecsu.edu. Thank you, and Viking Pride.